Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Andres Trujillo, owner of the New Mexico Runners, the first arena soccer team. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I almost stuttered on that.
You're
baby.
good. Yeah, you're all right.
Hey, Andres, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And I tell you, it's here. I mean, that it just snuck up on you.
Oh, I tell you what, since we announced it back in June, holy cow! I mean, that's really, look at it, that's 6 months ago, and all of a sudden it's boom. We're less than 3 weeks away from it, and December 1st is going to come quick. And but you know what? It's exciting. It's everyone's excited about it, and I can't wait.
Well, tell me, you and I go back, truthfully, we go back probably 8 or 9 years ago, but we truthfully got to know each other like 4 or 5 years ago. But, you had a great career with 1017, the team. You're a local guy from Albuquerque, a Valley High School graduate,
Yep.
and a sports enthusiast.
Yeah, I've always been. I wished I was had the athletic ability to become a professional football player or something like that. But unfortunately, I never had that. My body just wasn't the size of these athletes and whatnot. But that was okay, because now I'm living my sports dream through my career, my experiences. So really, I'm contributing to the sports community in that respect, and I'm okay with that, and it's okay. I like doing what I'm doing, from football to soccer. Everything that I've done so far up to this point has been awesome, and I'm enjoying it. Yes, sports enthusiast indeed.
But you kind of put, everybody in sports has, like you have an NFL team or you have, something like that. But you've been more in just a local, pro teams and instrumental in the Gladiators and other things. And why in a town that, which I'm not saying anything negative or deal, but it's the truth, which teams have struggled historically in New Mexico, in Albuquerque?
Well, I do have a belief that I'm born and raised here, so
you sold me, but I've been listening to you for 5-6 years, and I just kind of watched it, see.
No, it's a great question. Being born and raised here, I just see there's such a need for sports. Sports is, in my belief, is a common denominator that brings everyone together, because everyone can rally around sports. Okay, they can rally around team. They can rally around the common cheering of their local teams. Doesn't matter if it's the Lobos. Doesn't matter if it's Isotopes. Doesn't matter if it's the Runners. But it just brings everyone together, and that's my focus: is building those properties to where hey, we can support what we got going on here. And New Mexico has had the struggle with the sports teams before, but I do believe that.
But I think can I say that you've learned from it, because you've been on infant, you've listened and you've said, all right, this is what you've watched them all fail, and then you've also seen them succeed. And the Gladiators is a perfect example. This year they 5 years and they win a state championship, and a lot of that had to do with all your hard work and Matt Kayward
and that's the whole thing. I mean, being able to see how things were, obviously working for ESPN Radio, 1017, the team for a long time, played a major role in, hey, okay, what's this all about and whatnot, and I could see how things were happening from the other side of things, right, and I could see from the back side of things, and then of course being involved in all these different teams really helped my experience, and see, okay, well, this is what we have to do. We have to do this differently, because we've seen teams like the Thunderbirds come and go. We've seen teams like the New Mexico Stars indoor football or the Scorpions hockey. But I think what I bring to the table is, because one, I am local, and two, I know that this is a grassroots community. So they want to support people who are doing things on a grassroots level. And so, we don't have, our ownership doesn't consist of people from out of state or anything like that. It's here. It's actually really just me and my father who are the owners of the Runners. So with that being said, it creates and say, hey, this is a family business. And I can take this back to, I'll give you an example with the Albuquerque Dukes. The McKernans ran the Dukes, and it was a family-run organization, and it was always packed. Everyone loved the Dukes. And fast forward to today, the Dukes are still a staple. They're not even in existence. And people are still buying the Dukes hats and wearing the Dukes jerseys and buying them, and still, hey, Dukes, it's still a name that rings throughout the community. So,
and actually, they made Isotopes, the park. I mean, if you really think about it, it all brought all that, and people saw, not besides just the local, but across the country, saw the value that what New Mexico and Albuquerque can bring to the
Yes.
table.
Yes, and that's the thing that people here want something to just really just grasp to, and you know we see a lot of times there's a lot of negativity in the world today, and people want to escape to a place where they can just say, hey, forget about what's going on. I just want to hang out and enjoy myself for a couple hours and watch a great game, have fun with my family, and people are pining for that. And so that's what my focus is, to bring that to the table to our community, to our families here, and say, hey, this is a place you can escape to and enjoy something fun with your family and root on your hometown team.
Another thing you bring to the table, and I want to actually brag about you a little bit, is you want to make it an event within an event.
Yes.
I mean, besides the game, then there's other things that involved with the community, and I think that's what you did a great job with the Gladiators, is bringing that the little things that the little things that become big things and makes it where and that's one thing. If you look at the Isotopes model and the McKerns, they made it where it was fun. There was it was something that was and I'll be the first one to admit, truthfully, I don't probably know one player on the Isotopes, but I look forward.
You still go.
I don't know who the teams are. I don't know the things, but it's the venue. That they've done it's one of the nicest venues. Santa Ana Star is one of the nicest venues. Once you're out there and you're in there, it's a lead. It's best in the country.
Yeah, and that's a great point. So we know that not everybody's going to be a soccer fan, okay? The family unit goes, not everyone's going to be a soccer fan. But what can happen is if there's entertainment going on throughout the entire game, so for example, we're playing music, okay? You can't do that with traditional outdoor soccer, and we'll go over a lot of different things between that later. But we're going to be playing music, YMCA, the Cupid Shuffle, all that stuff throughout the game, and that's what people like. The kids love that, and then of course we have on-field activities to engage the fans to come onto the field, and of course after the game, fans can come meet the players and get to know their guys and get to know who they are, take pictures, kick the soccer ball around with them, and get their autographs, because that's just what really just rallies everyone together. Hey, we're all here together as a community, hanging out with our players. We're on the field with them, and I tell you what, it's all about just bringing the whole family unit together. And who knows, maybe a child will say, well, I had fun at that game. I like soccer, and they associate soccer with fun, and they become a soccer fan, and maybe they get into soccer or something like that. So like you said, yeah, it's the entertainment within the sport, and it's not just about soccer, but it's about the entertainment going around within it. That's really where our focus is, to bring the whole family unit.
Well, we're going to go to the Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week and come back and talk about the New Mexico Runners.
Hey, sounds good.
Out of the tournament, and they took care of business tonight so far through 3
Play
quarters.
action down the middle and look wide open is Chris Thomas. And
Come on, man, this beat is crazy.
play action. It's coming over the middle and it's caught. And rolling ahead on the tip pass was Manzanares.
Stop. This time they'll pitch to Martinez. Phillips not going to find the edge. The ball's out in dangerous spot. Green in front, and he's gonna tiptoe in. No, coach, they marked him down at the 4. I thought he walked the tightrope. Met at the 10, bounces off a defender, still on his feet, and he's in! Touchdown, Sartans! Dropping and looking over the middle, ball's caught. Lane Smith spins around, breaks the tackle, goes to the end zone, touchdown, ball, Chelo Vista.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest here again is Andres Trujillo, and owner of the New Mexico Runners and first indoor arena. How's that sound?
Hey, you know what? I
I didn't even know there was one. I'll be honest with you, when you brought this idea.
So this is the first time the Major Arena Soccer League has really made an appearance here. So we're New Mexico's first Major Arena Soccer League team. And to kind of give people a little bit of a history on this is that, so the league actually did an exhibition last year, September of 2017 at the Star Center, where it was a Team Mexico, Team USA kind of exhibition, because they needed to bridge the gap between markets, because there was teams, there's a team El Paso and Phoenix and Denver and Colorado Springs, but there was nothing in between. So they said, well, let's see what this market can do. Let's see what happens. And last year, in September, they actually drew close to 2,500 people or so, and just off, hey, we have arena soccer coming here, people came out. So for me, I kind of had, the light bulb went off, and I'm like, all right, well, that sounds cool. Let me do some more research on the demographics and stuff like that.
And if anybody knows you, you do your research. That's one thing I learned about you when I first got to know you, is that people can't blow smoke in front of you. You'll listen, but then you'll go do your research.
I do my due diligence. I tell you what, my research is 200 plus pages of just demographics and research and ticketing and marketing and everything for this project that I've taken on. So, but yeah, so now, fast forward to now, I mean, it's just huge. People are excited about it. And the funny thing is, that makes me laugh, but I love it, is that I get calls from a lot of people. I'll give you an example. Robert Portnoy gives me a call, and he goes, hey, man, congratulations. Just want to let you know I'm a big fan of arena soccer. And I said, oh, okay, cool. Like, where'd you watch it? He goes, I grew up in Phoenix. We watched the MISL back in the day in Phoenix. We used to go to the arena soccer games. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'd have people from Wichita be like, we used to watch the Wichita Wings back in the day. And so there's a lot of people here that understand the game really more than you think. It's like an underground culture here of indoor soccer. There's only a couple of indoor soccer facilities that are available to the public to play in leagues and stuff like that. But there's a subculture here that is amazing, and everyone's excited about it. They're like, hey, wow, this is a big deal to have arena soccer, because people understand how fun it is, how high scoring, fast paced. I mean, it's just bananas to see these guys going back and forth. And it's like a little like hockey, man. They're checking each other into the wall a little bit. And I tell you what, it's one of those things where you just can't take your eyes off of the game. You're just like, what's happening? Where's it going to go? You know what I mean? So people actually here, there's a lot of people here, surprisingly, that understand the game and that used to watch it when they were little, back wherever they were from. So.
Well, let's highlight basically on how many teams, okay. How many teams and how many divisions, and kind of the playoff, how it all works together.
So right now, so there's two divisions within the Major Arena Soccer League, okay? There's MASL 1 and MASL 2. MASL 1 is for major markets like Dallas, Baltimore, Seattle, and things like that, St. Louis. Bigger markets that have over 1.5 million population plus, okay? Within Albuquerque, Rio Rancho area, that's only 750,000. That's in our area here. So we're in the MASL 2, which is made for mid markets, so like Colorado Springs, El Paso, and things like that. And so we've elected to sit within the MASL 2 division. Well, broken up there's 16 teams in the MASL2 that span from Ontario, California, all the way to Rochester, New York. And within that, there are 3 divisions there, 3 conferences. You got the Eastern, you got the Mountain, and then you got the Pacific. So we're in the Mountain Division, or a conference where we play a team in Denver, Colorado, outside of Denver, Colorado Springs, El Paso, as well as there's a new team that is just recently formed in Santa Fe. So talking about in-state rivals, we'll be having an in-state rivalry with those guys up there.
And those are all within driving distance.
Yeah, they're all day
they're
trips.
not gonna,
Yep, they're all day trips and driving distances, and that's okay. One thing I'm okay with that, because travel does cost a lot of money. But it's okay because now we're just in one I-25 corridor, and driving's cool. It makes things easier. A lot of our players have other jobs that they need to get back to, or families that they got to get back to. So everyone's okay with it. Everyone's happy about it. And then, of course, the playoffs will take place in Ontario, California, and then the division format will be set up there. And so because there are 3 divisions, and this is a new concept. Last year there were 2 divisions, and an Eastern and Western. This year they went with 3. But just for regional purposes. So at this point, they don't have the playoff format just yet. They should have it by the end of the week of what we're going to do playoff format-wise. Because usually you think 2 sides of the bracket. Now you have 3. Where does that play in? So we'll find out later this week how that playoff format will be.
Well, 12 games, is that 12 games?
12 regular season games,
and
yep.
one exhibition,
And one
December
exhibition
1st game.
Yes, sir. December 1st.
Kind of, marketing. Give me. I know you're the guru on marketing.
Oh man, I get that a lot. Guru of marketing. Yeah, you know what? We're being real grassroots. So we're going out to the youth organizations. Like this past weekend, we were at the Corrales youth soccer soccer tournament out there, just promoting and stuff like that. So we're really within the youth organizations. We're teamed up with I-9 Sports, Albuquerque United Football Club, and we're just going through all of them and just partnering with every single one of them and saying, hey, this is a pathway for your kids, right? This is a way your kids to look up to and say, hey, I want to be a runner one day. I'm going to be a runner one day. And so we're really on the grassroots level. And of course, with our head coach, who's Steve Amaleta, who's a Pro Soccer Hall of Famer, mind you. He went to Cibola High School. Went to
I read all that.
Went to UNM. I mean, this guy's legit a community icon. And so being a community icon, that he's well known within all the youth soccer organizations. So he's done a great job of really branching out and tying us in to all the youth organizations so that they know who we are and how they can play a role in making the runners a success for especially our inaugural season and beyond.
Well, I can tell you're excited. And I know you've been working 24 hours on the clock, and I want to
that's no lie. I'm telling you, that's no lie.
And I want to really, again, I want to thank you for taking some time to come in and really talk about your, because some people forget about just promoting themselves, and it's right in front of them, and take a few times and get that little break and say, all right, you know what, I am doing something good here. So
no, it's good. I tell you what, people are excited about this. I'm happy that we have guys that are really investing in this. And our whole purpose with this is really creating a pathway for soccer in the community. There's never been a platform for local soccer athletes to get to another level. And they either, basically move or go to another college out of state, or so they don't stay here, versus now we have this platform here, and that's what we're doing. Hey, this is a platform you can get your game film, get to the highest level possible here, and then go beyond.
Well, Andres, we're going to come back and we're going to pick up on your coach, some players you got, the venue of Santa Ana Star, and then we don't want to forget about the biggest, your biggest partner, one of your biggest is Rio Rancho.
Yes.
So we want to really kind of throw some accolades out to them. So.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales. The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with the green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back, Steve Davis Show. We got Andres Trujillo here, New Mexico Runners head coach. Owner.
Well, I don't know if I'll aspire to be a head coach. And Steve, if you're watching this, sorry, I can never top your expertise there. But no, it's okay.
No, and the reason I say that head coach because you are a coach in your organization. That's how you look at it.
I guess so.
Because I always look at myself as my coaching background. Actually, I'm trying to get out of my mistakes. Let's talk about your coach, the new players you got, your preseason game, and how you get tickets, and let's talk about
I'll tell you what,
the business part of it. How's
that? One thing with the focus of how we wanted to make this happen was we really wanted this to be a local thing. And we don't get that very often, whether it's, for example, and Isotopes are great, but let's face it, they got guys from all over the country playing. They got, maybe a couple guys that are local, but they got guys because they're part of the Rockies affiliate, so they're sending other people from around the country in, right? So you got things like that. But with this is focused on the local talent. This is focused because I truly believe, along with our head coach, Steve Amaleta, that our local talent is more than enough here to really produce great soccer players and great soccer. So, with that being said, we've signed guys from local high schools, whether it's Del Norte.
So they're becoming ambassadors of their own.
Correct. And so a couple of guys that we're really happy to have on board as a Cleveland Star, and Adam Deal talks about him all the time. Dom Valenzuela, that kid is legit goalkeeper. I tell you what, he is amazing. Oh, he's fun to watch. We got Corbin Krupiak, who's also a Rio Rancho product, and so things like that. We signed a guy, Luis Martinez. He's from Del Norte, and so really we're focusing on that the local scene. One of our other guys our first signee was Josh Goss, and he came from UNM. He's a product from UNM. And so we're really just trying to bring that soccer realm together, and just no matter where you're from here locally, which high school you're from, we want this to be a New Mexico team. That's what it's about. That's why we're the New Mexico Runners. It's about New Mexico in its entirety.
I just thought about it. It gives kids that are graduating that may not be going to college or maybe missed out or for whatever reason, that they gives them an opportunity to still keep playing as long as they keep in shape, keep working out. But I want to congratulate you on your players. They came into to our studio and what great young men.
They're fun. They're fun.
They come into my office and they sit down and talk with me, and I'm like, and I'll be truthful. I'm not a soccer enthusiast, but I want to go to a game. And that's why I want to be part of it because of the enthusiasm and what they're bringing to New Mexico, and I think you and I are on the same mold. Is that I don't like being the 50th in the country and everything. Why don't we be number one in something and be proud of it and bring and exploit our local talent.
Exactly, and so with that being
statewide talent too.
Absolutely, with that being said, we want our soccer guys to be like, hey, this is what we can do. Okay, and let's face it, the kids that are studs that go to high school, that are amazing high school, maybe a state championship player. New Mexico, what happens a lot here is that once they graduate high school, they have to go back home and help pay the bills, help mom and dad pay the bills, help the family unit. So they don't get that chance to fulfill their soccer dreams because family comes first, right? So they want to stay home and help their family, so they won't be able to go to college or anything like that. Well, look at what we're doing. We're a platform where they can do that. So say they won't be able to go to college, and quite frankly, there's quite a few of our players that never went to college, that went to high school, were standout soccer players, but once they graduated, they couldn't go to college. They had to go back home and help mom work. Well, now this platform, it's right here at home. So when you have a platform like this at home, you can play at a higher level, and you can still live your life here and still contribute to your family. And then you create support with your family. So now your family's saying, wow, you're doing this, you're working, you're doing this, and you're really making a difference. We're going to support you. The word spreads, and it creates that just everyone come together family unit kind of thing with the whole entire community. So really our platform is providing that pathway to say, hey, let's get you on the highest level possible, because maybe this might be the highest level possible some of these guys ever play, but at least they played it, and it really just brings a sense of pride to the community and their family units and in the state in general.
Well, let's talk about Rio Rancho. I know
Yes.
the mayor has embraced you. I mean, I've read articles and things, and that you have to have that support.
Yes.
You have to have the city's support besides the local Albuquerque. Because, let's face it, people don't like to drive that distance but so you need that community of Rio Rancho to really come through.
Yes, Rio Rancho has been great, and I tell you what, Mayor Hull has been an excellent ambassador of what we're doing. He's been a biggest supporter from the beginning, from the get-go, and actually I would tell you that, and I got to give you props, Mayor, you were kind of like the catalyst. He was the catalyst, really, of why I said, okay, I'm going to do this. I mean, I called up Mayor Hull last year, and it was like about December or so, and I said, hey, can we have a meeting? And he said, okay. So we met for coffee, and I said, this is my plan, this is what I'm thinking, what do you think? And he went through it and said, this is fantastic, let's make this happen. And so I said, okay, what are your thoughts on getting this going? And
That got scary for you because you didn't know anything.
Well, I didn't know what he was thinking.
Adrenaline, because
Correct.
If somebody comes in, hey, I like it, and we're dealing, then you're going,
Yes.
I better do a little bit more homework,
and
right?
so he was just like, this is fantastic, let's run with this. And I said, okay, cool. So I started doing more research and getting things done, putting the pieces in place, and then it just it just started going from there, man. It was like boom, 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 boom. Everything started falling into place, and I'm just like, holy cow. I look back now, and I'm like, holy cow. Wow, that was fun. That Mayor Hull's like, hey, I love this idea. Whatever you put your mind to, I trust you and believe in you. Let's do this. And so throughout every step of the process, he's been a very big supporter in what we're doing. He's helped in many ways of connecting us with people and just really just getting the community support in all different areas. And that's one thing I love about Rio Rancho is that they're right there. They have a great facility there. They want something of their own too. So they want a team in their backyard as well. And Albuquerque has the Isotopes, the Lobos, and all that stuff that are here. But Rio Rancho, really, they have a facility out there, but they don't have their own team out there. Well, we're in their backyard, and so we like to say, hey, we're your hometown team. Like, we're right here. We reside in Rio Rancho. So embrace us. And so far, the communities have had an extraordinary view of what we're doing, and they love it. And we get calls from people saying, hey, we're excited for this. And I had a friend who was on a cruise a couple weeks ago in the Caribbean, and she ran into this couple from Rio Rancho who they don't even know them. They didn't even know each other, and they started talking about runners. And so my friend texts me, she goes, hey, good job, man, this is cool. They're talking about runners in the Caribbean. And I'm like, hey, so the word's getting out, people are excited. And so that's, Rio Rancho's been a very, very gracious community for sure.
Andres, quickly, phone number, contact information.
Yeah, so give us a call, 505-663-7786. Tickets are on sale. Single game tickets are $10, but our season tickets are $63 for 7 home games, less than $10 a ticket. You can't beat it. And so it's supporting a great cause. You're supporting these kids. NewMexicoRunners.com is the best place to check us out, and follow us at NM Runners on all social media platforms.
Well, good luck to you, and thanks a lot for coming on the
I
Steve Davis
appreciate
Show.
you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.